Before we begin, take 1 second to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. This story is moving fast, and every voice matters. Now stay right here, because what happened tonight could change everything. This is not a drill. This is not a rumor. This is a direct attack. Iran has launched an attack targeting the United States aircraft carrier, USS Abraham Lincoln. The strike has sent shockwaves through Washington, through the Middle East, and across the world. Tensions were already high. Now they are exploding. The USS Abraham Lincoln is not just a ship. It is a floating city. It carries thousands of sailors. It carries fighter jets. It carries the power of the United States military. When a ship like that is targeted, it is not small. It is not symbolic. It is serious. Early reports say missiles were fired in the direction of the carrier group. Defense systems were activated within seconds. Radar locked on. Interceptors launched. Sailors rushed to battle stations. The sky above the sea lit up with defensive fire. The Pentagon is confirming that an attack attempt took place. Officials say the situation is still developing. The current president, Donald Trump, has been briefed. National security leaders are in emergency meetings right now. Why would Iran take this step? That is the question shaking every capital city tonight. For weeks, tensions have been building. Words have been sharp. Warnings have been clear. Military movements have been watched closely. Now the line may have been crossed. This moment feels heavy. It feels dangerous. Because when two powerful nations stand face to face like this, even one spark can start a fire no one can control. And tonight, the world is watching to see what happens next. Let's break down what this means. An aircraft carrier is one of the most protected military assets on Earth. It never sails alone. It moves with destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and advanced radar systems. Every inch of water around it is monitored. Every object in the sky is tracked. So when missiles are launched toward a carrier group, it is bold, it is risky, and it sends a message. Military analysts say Iran may have been trying to show strength. They may have wanted to warn the United States to stay out of regional conflicts. Or they may have been responding to recent actions taken by the US in the region. But here is the hard truth. When weapons are fired, even as a warning, the chance of full war grows fast. Sources inside the defense community say American forces responded immediately. Interceptor missiles were launched to destroy incoming threats before impact. Early assessments suggest that the carrier itself was not hit. Damage reports are still coming in from the surrounding area. Families of sailors are waiting for news. Lawmakers are demanding answers. Markets are reacting with fear. Oil prices are already moving higher on the global stage. President Trump is said to be considering all options. That includes diplomatic action. That includes military response. That includes stronger sanctions. No decision has been announced yet, but make no mistake, this is a turning point. For years, tension between the United States and Iran has simmered. There have been threats, there have been close calls, there have been strikes by proxy forces. But an open attack aimed at a U.S. aircraft carrier changes the tone. This is no longer quiet pressure. This is open confrontation. To understand the weight of this moment, look at history. The last time U.S. naval forces faced direct threats at this level, the world stood on edge. When major powers clash at sea, it rarely stays contained. It spreads through alliances. It pulls in neighbors. It reshapes global politics. Iran has powerful missile systems. Many are designed to target ships in the Gulf and surrounding waters. They have practiced this for years. They have built strategies around it. At the same time, the United States Navy has trained for this exact threat. Carrier strike groups are built to survive and respond. Advanced radar systems can detect launches quickly. Defensive weapons can destroy incoming missiles mid-air. But even with strong defenses, every launch carries risk. Every second counts. Intelligence officials are now studying one key question. Was this a limited strike meant as a warning? Or was this the start of something larger? The answer will guide what happens next. Across the Middle East, U.S. bases are on alert. Troops are tightening security. Allied nations are watching closely. Some are calling for calm. Others are preparing for escalation. Back in Washington, lawmakers from both parties are speaking out. Some are calling for a firm response, others are urging restraint. The debate is intense, because one wrong move from either side could pull the world into a conflict that no one truly wants. There is another layer to this story: global stability. The Middle East is critical to world energy supply. When tension rises in this region, markets shake. Investors panic. Fuel prices rise. Everyday families feel it at the gas pump. This is not just about military ships and missiles. This is about economic impact. It is about global security. It is about the balance of power. President Trump has built his leadership image around strength and firm responses. His supporters expect decisive action. His critics warn against rushing into another war. The pressure on the White House is enormous. Behind closed doors, military leaders are presenting options. These range from targeted strikes on missile sites to cyber operations. Diplomats are also reaching out to allies to prevent further escalation. Iranian officials have not yet fully explained their action. Some state media sources are claiming it was a defensive move. Others are praising it as a show of power. Words matter right now, because words can cool things down, or they can pour fuel on the fire. The next statement from either side could shape the next decade. Right now, the most important fact is this: the situation is still active. Naval forces remain on high alert. Surveillance aircraft are flying. Satellites are tracking movements. Every signal is being monitored. Families of service members are holding their breath. Citizens across America are asking the same question. Are we on the edge of war? No official declaration has been made. No full retaliation has been announced. But history shows that moments like this move quickly. Diplomacy could step in. Back-channel talks could calm the storm. Or one more missile could change everything. The world has seen how fast regional conflicts can grow. Leaders must now decide whether this moment becomes a spark that fades or a fire that spreads. Tonight, the tension is real. The stakes are high. And every decision from this point forward will matter. Now the focus turns to one word: response. What will the United States do next? President Trump faces a defining moment. The attack on the USS Abraham Lincoln cannot be ignored. Around the world, allies are watching closely. Enemies are watching even closer. Strength, patience, and control must all move together right now. Military leaders are reviewing satellite images. They are tracking missile launch sites. They are studying radar data second by second. If Iran fired those missiles directly, the launch points are being mapped. If proxy forces were involved, intelligence teams are tracing every connection. There are several paths forward. One path is immediate military retaliation. That could mean targeted strikes against missile bases. It could mean cyber attacks on command systems. It could mean sending more ships and aircraft into the region. Another path is pressure without bombs. Sanctions could be tightened. Financial systems could be restricted. Diplomatic isolation could grow stronger. And then there's the quiet path: secret talks, back-channel messages, a warning delivered behind closed doors that says clearly, do not do this again. But here's the reality. When missiles are fired at an American aircraft carrier, the political pressure to respond is enormous. Many leaders in Congress are already calling this an act of aggression. Some are demanding strong retaliation. Others warn that one strike could open the door to full-scale war. This is the tightrope moment. One step too hard and the ground could fall away. Let's talk about the danger of escalation. If the United States strikes back, Iran may respond again. If Iran responds again, the conflict could spread beyond ships and missiles. U.S. bases in the region could become targets. Shipping lanes could be threatened. Oil facilities could be attacked. And when oil routes are at risk, the global economy shakes. Nations in Europe are urging calm. Leaders in the Middle East are calling for restraint. They understand something very clearly. A war between the United States and Iran would not stay between just two countries. It would ripple outward fast. There are American troops stationed across the region. There are alliances that require defense commitments. One strike can activate many promises. At the same time, Iran knows the power of the United States military. It understands that a full confrontation would bring devastating consequences. That knowledge may limit how far this goes. The question now is about intent. Was this a message? Was it a miscalculation? Or was it a deliberate step towards something larger? Defense analysts are looking at the scale of the attack. How many missiles were launched? How close did they get? Was the goal to hit the carrier or simply to show that they could try? Intent matters, because intent shapes response. Inside the United States, the public reaction is building. Americans respect their military deeply. When service members are placed in danger, emotions rise quickly. Families want safety. Veterans understand the cost of conflict. Young service members are trained for moments like this. But no one wants war without clear reason. President Trump will likely address the nation soon. When he does, every word will be measured. Markets will react to his tone. Allies will measure his resolve. Iran will listen carefully. If he signals strength without aggression, tension could ease. If he signals immediate force, the region could brace for impact. At the Pentagon, planning never stops. Contingency plans for this exact scenario have existed for years. Carrier groups train constantly for missile defense. Command centers rehearse response options over and over. But plans on paper feel very different when missiles are actually in the air. Right now, intelligence agencies are also watching for cyber threats. Modern conflict is not only fought with rockets, it is fought with code, power grids, banking systems, communication networks. All are potential targets in a high-stakes confrontation. This is not just sea and sky. It is digital, it is economic, it is political, and it is unfolding in real time. There is another powerful force at work tonight: perception. In global politics, how events are seen can matter as much as what actually happened. If Iran believes it showed strength, it may claim victory in words. If the United States believes it defended successfully, it may present this as proof of military superiority. Both sides will shape their message carefully. State media in Iran may describe the strike as bold and brave. American officials may describe it as reckless and dangerous. The truth of the battlefield will be studied in classified reports, but the public story will influence millions. And perception can fuel pride. Pride can fuel stubbornness, and stubbornness can block compromise. This is why experienced diplomats are likely already working behind the scenes. They understand that once pride hardens, peace becomes harder. The coming hours are critical, not just for military decisions, but for language. A single harsh phrase can close doors. A careful phrase can keep doors open. The world has seen crises like this before. Some ended in war, others ended in tense but lasting peace. The difference often came down to leadership in the first days. So where does this leave us tonight? Iran launched an attack toward a United States aircraft carrier. Defensive systems responded. Damage reports are still being confirmed. President Trump has been briefed. Military leaders are preparing options. The world is holding its breath. This is a moment of high risk, but it is also a moment of choice. Choice between reaction and strategy. Choice between pride and patience. Choice between escalation and stability. No one can predict with certainty what the next 24 hours will bring. A statement from the White House could calm fears. A retaliatory strike could ignite them. Diplomatic messages could slow the fire. Or another launch could accelerate it. For now, forces remain on alert. Leaders remain in meetings. Intelligence agencies remain focused. History often turns on nights like this. The question is simple, but the answer is heavy. Will this become the spark of a wider war, or the crisis that was pulled back from the edge? Stay informed, stay engaged, because what happens next will not only shape the region, it could shape the world.